know that in plant life and utilization, we are studying bryophyte. And in bryophyte, we already studied general characters and classification of the bryophyta to the previous lecture. Now, with one example of such a bryophyte is included in our syllabus, and such example is Rixia. And now we are going to study life cycle of such Rixia. In life cycle of Rixia, we will discuss about habit and habitat of such Rixia, external character or external structure, internal structure, reproduction and systematic position of such Rixia. Such Rixia or the genus Rixia was named, or such word Rixia, such name Rixia is named in honor of P.E. Rixia, who was politician. And such name of such politician is given to such plant. I think this is the first case in the world name of any politician is given to plant. It is widely distributed all over the world, and it includes near about 200 species. All the species of such Rixia are terrestrial, they grow on land. Only one species, Rixia flutans, grows on surface of water, or it is aquatic species. In Maharashtra, such Rixia is very common in Lonavala, then Khandala, Mahabaleshwar, Matheran, and most of the western Ghats. Rixia discolor is the very common species found in Maharashtra. This is about their habit and habitat. Then we discuss about external structure of the thallus. See, this is Rixia thallus. And such Rixia thallus is dorsoventrally flattened. Means both upper and lower surface is flat. At the lower surface, scales and rhizoids are present. Understand? At the lower surface, see, this is the lower surface of such lobe, and at the center there are rhizoids. See, these are rhizoids, and at the periphery there are scales. See, these scales are actually these scales are violet in color. Then these rhizoids are present are of two types. These rhizoids are of two types, such as tuberculate rhizoids and smooth rhizoids. See, these are smooth rhizoids and these are tuberculate rhizoids. In these tuberculate rhizoids, a peg-like outgrowths are present at the inner side of such rhizoid. Then, this is about external structure. This is about external structure of such Rixia. Then we discuss about internal structure. When we take section of such Rixia thallus and observe under microscope, it shows two regions. Such upper region is assimilatory region or photosynthetic region, and the lower region is storage region. First we discuss about such photosynthetic or assimilatory region. In such region consists of vertical rows of a chlorophyllous cells. Here in this region there are vertical rows of the chlorophyllous or green cells, and these rows are separated by air chambers. In between two rows there are air chambers. In between two rows there are air chambers. In each row there are 6 to 8 cells. In each row there are 8 to 6 cells. And the most important thing is that the uppermost cell is not green. It is not chlorophyllous, it is hyaline. And these hyaline cells form a epidermis of such a Rixia thallus. And it is clear that as the cells of such assimilatory or photosynthetic region are green in color, their function is photosynthesis or to synthesize the food. And second is storage region. Such storage region is made up of compactly arranged cells. These cells are parenchymatous cells, and the food material is stored in these cells. These are compactly arranged cells, and in these cells food material is stored, and therefore this such region is called storage region. Then lowermost cells of that region produce these hair-like structures, and these hair-like structures are called rhizoids. These hair-like structures are called rhizoids, and with the help of these rhizoids, Rixia plant attached to substratum and also absorb water and nutrients from the soil. And we already discussed about that. These rhizoids are of two types, such as smooth rhizoids and tuberculate rhizoids. This is about internal structure. Then we discuss about reproduction in such Rixia. Rixia reproduce by two methods, such as vegetative reproduction and sexual reproduction. First we discuss about vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction commonly found, or there are two methods of vegetative reproduction. The first method is fragmentation and second is by tubers. First we discuss about fragmentation. Due to any reason or due to death and decay of the older part of the thallus, these lobes become separate. These lobes become separate, and each lobe gives rise to new thallus of such a Rixia. This method of reproduction is called fragmentation. In some species, or especially in Rixia discolor and some other species, sometimes such thallus produce tubers. Understand? And when these tubers separate from mother plant, gives rise to new thallus of such Rixia. This is about vegetative reproduction. Then we discuss about sexual reproduction. During sexual reproduction, Rixia thallus produce sex organ. Of these, male sex organ is called anthidium and female sex organ is called archegonium. Here, see, suppose this is section of such Rixia thallus. Here, they produce anthidia and archegonia, or male and female sex organ. Understand? See, first we discuss about male sex organ, anthidium. When we separate such anthidium and enlarge it and observe under microscope, the structure of such anthidium is like this. It is jacketed. There is a jacket around these cells, and inside the jacket androgonial cells are present, and at maturity each androgonial cell gives rise to male gamete Such male gamete is called spermatozoid. See, this is spermatozoid, and such spermatozoids have flagella and it is motile. They can move from one place to another place in presence of water. This is about male sex organ. Then we discuss about female sex organ. Such male sex organ, suppose this is antheridium. Antheridium is produced here. Understand? Antheridium is produced here. We separated such antheridium and enlarged it here. Understand? This is about male sex organ. Then we discuss about female sex organ. Female sex organ is called archegonium. Female sex organ is called archegonium. Archegonia are produced here, or thallus produce archegonium. It is flask-shaped structure. Such archegonium is flask-shaped structure. This part is part of such archegonium is called neck, and this part is called venter. This part is called neck, and this part is called venter. In neck canal cells are present, and in venter canal cell, and such egg or which is female gamete is present. After maturity, these neck canal cell and venter canal cell disappears, and such egg or female gamete is present in such archegonium. Archegonium is produced here. We separated such archegonium and enlarged such archegonium here. Understand? Understand? This is about structure of such archegonium. After maturity of this sex organ, male sex organ produce male gamete, which is called spermatozoid, and such spermatozoid swim towards the archegonium. When it comes near the archegonium, it enters in archegonium and fuse with egg, such egg. Understand? In this case, male gamete is motile, female gamete is non-motile, and therefore the reproduction is oogamous type of reproduction. We already studied 3 types of sexual reproduction: isogamous, anisogamous, and oogamous. Here, sexual reproduction is oogamous. After fertilization means union of such male gamete and female gamete. Such process is called fertilization. After fertilization, zygote is formed. And such zygote, all these things takes place here. Understand? All these things takes place here. Such zygote undergoes division, divides and redivides, and from such structure. This is the sporophyte of such Rixia. Such sporophyte consists of sporocytes or sporocytes, and these sporophytes undergo meiosis and produce spores or spore tetrad. And after maturity of such sporophyte, these spores germinate and gives rise to new thallus of such Rixia. Understand? See the life cycle of Rixia. This is thallus of Rixia. Such Rixia thallus is gametophytic. It produces male sex organ antheridium and female sex organ archegonium. Antheridium produces male gamete spermatozoid, and archegonium produces egg. In presence of water, spermatozoid enters in archegonium and fuses with egg and forms zygote. Zygote undergoes division and forms sporophyte. Sporophyte produce spores, and these spores germinate and gives rise to new thallus of such Rixia. This is about reproduction in Rixia, or this is about life cycle of such rickshaw. Then we discuss about systematic position of such rickshaw. Such rickshaw is included in division Bryophyta because plant body is thalloid, two root stem and leaves are absent. Such rickshaw is included in class Hepaticea. We already discussed about that. The plant body is lobed and therefore they are included in class Hepaticea. It is included in order Markensiel because scales are present. Because scales are present. It is included in family Rixiaceae because 6 organs are present in midrib of dorsal surface. 6 organs are present at the center on dorsal surface. And the genus is Rixia. In this way, we completed life cycle of Rixia. To the next lecture, we will discuss about utilization of bryophytes. Thank you.